Hey guys, my name is Jordan. Welcome to the channel. Today I've got a super cool guitar that I wanted to share with you guys. This is an Ibanez S300SV. This is a dreadnought shaped guitar. It is made of spruce and mahogany and Japanese craftsmanship. This is a Japanese made Ibanez, which is why I'm super excited about it. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this guitar was made in roughly 1979. Thereabouts, 1 year, one way or the other. It might be a 78 or an 80. I have no idea, but I know they made a bunch of these in 1979. So as close as I can tell, this was made right about in that time frame. Spruce top with an aged style finish on it. So these came from the factory, this color, but just with the years since then, it's darkened and it just looks so good. Beautiful spruce on it, except for one little defect right there. And I don't mind that at all. It's got nicks and dings all over it, which is part of the reason I was drawn to it, because it just looks cool and used, and I like that. That's kind of my thing right now. Beautiful mahogany on the back and sides. I don't actually know if it's solid mahogany or not. I don't really care because it sounds good and it looks so good. The fretboard, I'll see if I can get the lighting right. Check that out. So it's got that dark, that dark coloration up next to the frets, and then it's worn where, it was played more. And I love that about it. It's missing the truss rod cover. Veneer on the headstock that looks so-so. And let's see if I can get this in the camera shot there, right there. So it's got a volute on the back of it, which is super nice because they say they're much less likely to break a headstock because of that. So that makes me super happy. Yeah, this guitar, let me tell you the story about it and how I came to own this guitar, and then I will give you guys some sound demonstrations after that. I'm gonna drink a little coffee though, because my throat's getting dry. So I was in Omaha for work, Omaha, Nebraska, and I've never been to, I think there's several guitar centers there. But whenever I get a chance to go look at new guitars at a guitar center or something like that, I always do, just to kind of keep up with what the market's doing and see if there's anything new that I like. Well, as I walked in the acoustic room, this guitar was sitting right here. Like the first guitar that you can touch as you walk in the room was this guitar. And I didn't know much about these guitars. I still don't, honestly. I think it's a good enough guitar. I don't really care to know much more about it, other than, if I can find some more specs and some more history on it. It's a great guitar. But I didn't know that at the time. So I tuned it up and I played it, and I really loved the way it sounded. For context, the guitars that I've been looking for, because I've been looking for something like this for a long time. I was looking for something more with a vintage sound, kind of plunky, kind of sweet, but at the same time mellow, mild, and defined, which is a really weird set of characteristics. Most of the time, people looking for a dreadnought would look for something that's way loud or super balanced, I was just kind of looking for something that was sweet and old and maybe a little bit of plunky, but also, not like, I didn't want it to sound like a jazz box guitar or anything like that, because that's just not my thing. So I played a bunch of other guitars in the store first, and then I was looking at the price on this thing, and they wanted $500 for it. And I was not really willing to spend $500 at the time. So I went up to the counter, I took it up to the counter, and I asked the guy, I said, I don't really, I don't really have $500 to spend on this. Can you work with me on this a little bit? And, with Guitar Center, you got to remember there's always tax and probably some sort of something extra that's going to happen. And mostly it was, I didn't want to spend $500 on this guitar because the frets on these old guitars are super small. So in bad lighting, they look like they're wore out. So I thought the frets were wore out on this. It's got belly bulge back here. It's got nicks and dings all over it. And missing the truss rod cover. And so pretty much I was just upfront with him. I was like, hey, it's got all these different things wrong with it. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but I don't want to pay $500 for it. And so a little bit of back and forth, he kept going and asking like a manager or something like that, what they could do. And I have no idea if it was just, a sales thing, like, oh, we'll see what we can do for you, when they already knew what they could do about it. I have no idea. They came down to $425, which after tax ended up being about $450, which I thought was fair because, $450 versus, $525 or $550, whatever it would be, I guess. They came down about $75. So that made me happy, and I have been really pleased to use and play with this guitar over the last couple of weeks. It's a very sweet sounding guitar. It plays very nice, very easy. I'm afraid to throw new strings on it because I know it's going to change the sound a little bit, and I don't want that yet. So I'm probably going to throw some Martin vintage style strings on here soon whenever I go to do a string change. And it's just a really cool guitar. And one thing I forgot to show you, so this is not stock. They didn't come with pickups in them, but this has, and then there's a little dial here for the sound. I think this is an LR Baggs VTC, I think it is, or Element. I think it's the Element pickup that it has in it, which is a piezo pickup. And they're pretty straightforward, very reliable. They sound pretty good. I've got one in my Yamaha that I installed here a couple months ago. But yeah, overall, it's just a great guitar. I'll show you guys some of the sound. Sorry that this video is going so long, but man, I love this guitar, and wanted to share it with you guys in case you're curious about, these old Japanese-made Ibanez's like I am. But yeah, let me set up and do a couple of sound demos for you. Life didn't do me right, so I gave it all up. Railroad ties, now I'm coming back for the first time. Overtime can never pay for the wrong I've done by being away, but tomorrow you and I will make this right. So hold me close till I go again. I've overdosed on the money I've been making, and I've missed our kids growing up, and I don't know if I'll be home before the first snow. So I hope you guys enjoyed those sound demos. Once again, this is the Ibanez S300SV. And yeah, 10 out of 10. Would recommend these things. If you can find a good deal on one, they're a great little guitar. And I will say, I like to, if I can just give my 2 cents about this kind of guitar, this is perfect for modern country music. And I don't mean Nashville modern country music. I mean like Zach Bryan, Dylan Gossett, Sam Barber, Wyatt Flores, anybody. They're just awesome guitars. So it's really sweet, it's really mellow, and it's very articulate and just sounds awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Check out that song I played. It's on Spotify. I'll leave a link down below. You guys have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.